I'm sure you're all familiar with the formerly beloved actor Kevin Spacey, known best for his roles in productions like House of Cards, American Beauty, and, allegedly, jacking off to the invasion of Normandy sequence in Saving Private Ryan. If you've been at all curious in keeping up with whatever he's been doing in the last year or so, you've probably seen clips like this.
I don't know why Channel 4 has not yet told the British public if they paid these individuals to tell these stories. My brother's been paid a number of times for telling false and crazy stories. So we know that they approached people and said they would pay them. So did they pay these individuals for telling these stories?
If you actually made it through that entire interview, I congratulate you, and I'm also very sorry. And I'd love to hear what you thought about it. But today we're going to be focusing on one particular section of that interview that I don't think got enough scrutiny. Now, I will actually hand it to Kevin. Questioning the financial motivations of those who produce allegations against you is valid, and I was wondering the same question myself. So I did what he or any member of his team could have done and reached out to the two men that he name-dropped in that interview, Scott Levy and Daniel Contreras. Both of them told me exactly the same thing. It was made explicitly clear that they weren't going to be compensated for their participation in the documentary. I can't speak for all other interviewees or for everybody who was involved in the making of that production, but I can say for these two men, their stories line up. Hi, Shelley here while editing. I just wanted to clarify really quickly that Mr. Levy asserted that while there was no upfront offering of money, he negotiated individually with the producers to receive compensation for only the 2 days of work that he would be missing to take part in the documentary. So there was still no offering of, hey, if you come to do this documentary, we will pay you X amount, as Mr. Spacey was asking about. Let's start by revisiting Scott Levy's side of the story, Saving Private Ryan guy, as Kevin unceremoniously referred to him as. Kevin asserted in the interview that he never saw Saving Private Ryan at all. And this is convenient and a good excuse to bring out when you're on a talk show interview that doesn't ask follow-up questions. But in general, it's as possible to prove that you never saw that movie as it is possible for Scott Levy to prove that he had seen the movie, short of producing either physical movie tickets or a picture of Kevin as the Saving Private... Fuck. I wanted to make a joke, but I wasn't sure if I should have, and I started laughing at my own joke in my head. All right. I was on a roll there. I know what I'm going to say now. That's good. Okay. Spacey claims for his part that he's never seen the movie Saving Private Ryan, and that is a good point to pull out when you're on a interview talk show that doesn't ask you any follow-up questions. Unfortunately, I ask follow-up questions, and I'm also aware that it is as possible to prove that he never saw that movie as it is possible for Scott to prove that he did see the movie, short of producing physical movie tickets or a picture of Kevin actively stroking himself off to the movie playing in the background. Welcome to the world of he said, he said. But Scott's story is only half of what's important here. The other half is Daniel. We were able to reach out to him, and thankfully he was gracious enough to meet up with us and have a discussion about what Kevin said about him and what actually happened. Before we get into anything else, I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to come out here and talk about this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So the first question is one that Kevin himself posed as part of the Piers Morgan interview, and that was if you had been paid by Channel 4 to do any of the work that you did with them.
No, we didn't get paid anything. We didn't even get paid for gas, no food, nothing, absolutely nothing. And they made it very clear whether or not we were gonna get paid or not. It wasn't like, I didn't even ask the question. I just assumed I wasn't gonna get paid because I thought this was, it'd be the right thing to do.
Yeah, of course.
So,
okay,
yeah,
that's great.
nothing.
That clears a lot up, so thank you. In the interview, Kevin said that you two had a lot of fun together, both on set and off set, and is that how you would have put it yourself?
No, that's not how I would put it. On set, I mean, you could say that. We had like a good friendship for like a little bit, and then I've never hung out with him outside of set. I just want to make that very clear. I've never seen him. I've never run into him. He asked me many times to hang out, but I never hung out with him because of certain things that I was hearing. And if it was like Danny DeVito and he was like, hey, you want to hang out? I would do it in like a heartbeat. But there's things that I heard on set and things that just didn't feel right, so I didn't do it.
Yeah. So what, I mean, let's just dive into it. You exchanged emails with Kevin after filming.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I never gave out my email. I never gave out my phone number. He somehow found it. I think it was just on the call sheet.
So was he the one who reached out to you first?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was that first message kind of like, if you can remember at all?
I mean, it was just very like introductory, like, hey Daniel, this is Kevin, and I was just kind of like, Kevin who? And then like, I looked at the email handle and I saw that it said Fowler, and I was like, could that be his last name? Then I was like, oh, Kevin Fowler. So it was him, and then something with like Bobby Darin. I know he's a big jazz guy, so
Yeah.
it had said something with Bobby Darin. I can't remember what it was, but it was like the year that he was born or something. And then I put everything together, and I was like, oh, it's Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So in your mind, what was the intention and the tone of those exchanges on your end, and what was his intention, and what was he looking for?
It definitely started off very, just very normal. I won't say he ever really crossed the line until he started asking me for like pictures and any videos that I had. I assumed the pictures and videos were like, okay, pictures for like modeling, and then videos were any work that I'd previously done, like reels or anything like that. So I sent over to him some modeling pictures that I just had in my portfolio.
Yeah.
That are, I mean, they weren't nudes. They were like, you could say they were risky, but they were completely normal, non-nude. And then I sent him over some really bad projects I worked on in like right out of college.
Yeah.
Stuff. So.
That's interesting. That is really interesting, considering at least the way he framed it, you would come to the conclusion that you had kind of come onto him, been flirting with him. He described your emails as very flirtatious, and I didn't assume that to be true. But even when I saw the picture, I thought this looks more like something you would see in a modeling portfolio or like for an ad campaign than you would in a flirtatious exchange.
Yeah, they were professional images. I posted them online too. Like anyone can just go ahead and look them up. You know, I just shared them with him. That was all I did.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. So, do you think there's a possibility that the emails from your end could have been honestly misinterpreted as flirtatious by him?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the images were risky, so I could see how they could be like misinterpreted, but I tried to keep everything very professional, as far as you know, also sent my reels and stuff just to let him know, like, hey, like, I'm trying to progress, you know, my career. This isn't like you know, I like you, you like me. I don't know if you've asked me, but I'm not gay.
Right.
You know, I've never experimented or anything like that. Yeah, it was. I could see how it would be like misinterpreted on his end, but I think it was pretty clear. I made that. I even let him know I had a girlfriend at the time and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah.
Thank you. What was the general vibe around Kevin during filming? Like, how did people seem to like act around him, feel around him?
It was, I mean, it was cool. It was chill. It was kind of like seeing Bigfoot, like in the wild. Like everyone would just be like, "Oh my God, there he is!" And he was like a lot taller, or at least he carried himself like a lot more like a very large person. And then up close, he wasn't really that tall. But I just thought it was funny how he walked like this great charisma. And I mean, you know, I'm not gonna take anything away from him. He was very funny on set. And he's, you know, a great actor. I was very impressed, like seeing him do what he had to do on set. But yeah.
And when the experience that you talked about on the documentary with him, was there any like signs beforehand that he was like creeping on you or like crossing any sort of boundaries before that happened?
No, there was like absolutely nothing besides the first time that I ever saw him. It was kind of funny because he they put all the actors in to do like a rehearsal, and then I didn't get chosen for the scene, so I was just sitting out like kind of like I'm sitting here just like in a waiting area, and then they called the first team rehearsal, so Kevin Spacey's walking by and I'm like, holy shit, like that's Kevin Spacey, you know, and I'm just staring at him, and he like makes eye contact with me and he just goes like, and I was like, and that was when I was like, oh my God, like he's gay. So like that was the only like that was the only thing I thought. I just thought he's gay. I didn't think like he's like a predator or like anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, cool. Did you ever notice anything inappropriate from him towards any other actors or employees? Or did you ever, what were some of the things that like you heard about him that made you think, I probably don't want to hang out with this guy?
My first day on set, I was sitting down in the changing room, waiting room. I just changed into like my Secret Service attire. And this PA was just like looking at me, and I was kind of like, why is she looking at me? I was like, oh, maybe she's checking me out. I don't know. So I just kept staring at her, and then she was like, and I was like, so like I walked over to her. I thought she was gonna say like my costume was like not believable, like I need to fix the tie or change my pin to another side. And she was like, hey, look, I think you're like a good-looking guy. And I was like, okay, like this, here we go. And she's like, just be careful. And I was like, what does that mean? And she was like, well, she's like, Kevin is probably gonna take a liking to you. Just be careful. And you're probably gonna hear some things, but just do not hang out with him. She made it very clear not to hang out with him in public. Yeah. And I just thought that was really strange, but I definitely took it to heart, and I was like, I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So.
And in your opinion, he's talked about this with multiple people. He says he feels he's paid the price enough for what people have said that he's done. In your opinion, do you think he has? Do you think he has paid his public penance, or do you think he really understands the full impact of his poor decisions or horseplay, as he would call it?
I honestly don't think he has. Maybe if it was, the way I like to see it is that we only see like the tip of the iceberg of everything that's happened. Mm-hmm. I've heard other things that I'm not going to repeat. And if those are true, then he definitely has not paid the price. It's just, I don't want to like say other things that other people told me, because it's, it's just other things that other people said. Yeah. So, just on that note, I would say that if everything that everyone else has said, like especially from the documentary, is true, I would say yes, he's kind of has paid the price. But I just don't think, I think we're only scraping the surface of things. Yeah. So. And
is there anything that you would like to say to Kevin or anyone who enables him now, with the possibility that he would end up seeing this interview?
I would just tell him, like, it's no hard feelings. Like, you did this, not me. Like, don't act like you're the victim, because he's the one that made everyone else a victim. I did have a good time on set with him. It was fun, but I mean, he did cross the line when he touched me inappropriately on set in between scenes, and I would just say that honestly, I wouldn't change a thing about the way I reacted. Some people are like, "Why didn't you like get mad? Why didn't you like punch him in the face or something?" And honestly, that would have been like a terrible idea, because I mean, look, when I did the documentary, I don't think it got a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people really believed it, and my thing is like what is in it for me? Like I haven't been acting in a long time. It's been a while since I've been back on camera and done projects, at least paid projects. I do projects with like friends and stuff like that, and anything that's paid, I'll do like modeling or commercials, but I don't do like TV film anymore. Yeah. So I would just, sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this. I would urge other people to just be careful. If they are going to work with him in the future, just know that we told the truth. Like I said on YouTube and stuff, I looked at the comments and I was pretty disgusted. People were saying all kinds of things about us, calling us liars, but like there's no benefit. It's not like I got like a bunch of money from doing the documentary. I didn't get any money. If anything, I've spent money driving around and my time as well, just being part of this to hopefully protect people and kind of educate them. And what else? I just really feel like it's very important that people kind of open their minds up a little bit and just realize like we're telling the truth. There's nothing in it for me. Like, I don't see how I could turn this into like something. I'm just telling the truth, trying to protect other fellow actors. You know, I was young. I was like 20, 21, 22, and very naive, but I feel like I was protected, you know, definitely by the PA that told me not to hang out with him, and then other people on set that kind of told me what was going on. I moved to LA like shortly after for a couple of years, and in LA everyone kind of knew about his behavior. I used to work in this coffee shop called Funnel Mill, and all like the writers and producers would go in there and have coffee. And when they found out I worked on House of Cards, they were like, they would make jokes to me about it, like, oh, did he have like his little buddies around, like his PAs that I guess maybe sleep with him. I don't know, but maybe that's what they meant. But then they would kind of make jokes like, did he ever hit on you and stuff? And I just kind of like laughed it off, and I didn't really get into it. But it's very well known. It just blows my mind, like how people will have an opinion when they really kind of shouldn't. Like, unless you were on that set and you worked on it not once, but like as a recurring member, then you would know, like, his behavior. It was not good. Was he funny? Yeah. Was he a nice guy? Like, shit, sure. But like, he did inappropriate things.
Yeah.
And everyone in LA knows. Maybe it's just gonna take a little bit of time for people over here to kind of realize it. But yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I don't think, let me just double check. I mean, is there anything that you wanted to say for yourself, regardless of any questions that I had? If there's anything that you wanted to say and get down, recorded here, please feel free.
Yeah, there was one more thing I was going to bring up, but let me see. So yeah, I want to make it really clear, we definitely not get paid.
Mm-hmm.
I have no intention of trying to make some money off of this. And yeah, I'm not trying to make like light of it or be funny, but it's just like, some people just really have opinions, and it's like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you're wrong. Like, it's not even just, I'm not even mad. Like, I have my opinions about certain things, like certain conspiracy theories, this and that, but it's like, unless like you're in it, you don't know. You're outside of the circle. You're outside of it. You don't know what's going on. So I just think people online should kind of like chill out and just kind of realize how this has affected me, because after I did the documentary, I definitely got a lot of negative stuff, at least towards my Instagram. I had to make it private. Mm-hmm. People were saying all kinds of things to me. But then again, like, there was kind of like a beautiful side to it. A lot of people came out to me and were like, hey, like, I got like molested when I was like a kid, stuff like that. And, it was my uncle or it was my dad. And I'm like, I didn't ask for all this. Like, I didn't ask to be like, all of a sudden everyone's therapist. And like, it just was like, wow, like it's real. Like, this stuff happens to people all the time. And if someone ever wants to talk to me about it, like, that's cool. Like, I answered every single one of those like messages that I got, and I tried to be there for them, as someone who's been through something somewhat similar. I wouldn't call it as like traumatic experience. It was just kind of uncomfortable. But yeah, a lot of that, basically just want to say that it's okay. You should talk to people, keep those people that are close to you close. And yeah, it's okay to talk about it to other people. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was incredible. I think that was all the questions that I had personally. I think, yeah, for the interview portion, I think that's really about it. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you if you would be comfortable sending, I know you sent me the one email that Dawn sent you and a screenshot of like an exchange between you and Kevin. If you have any more of those that you think would be beneficial to show, because I really don't want the narrative that you were flirting with him intentionally to just kind of keep floating out there. So anything that would be helpful in that regard, I would really appreciate it. I will credit you, of course, with everything, and I will thank you extensively in my video as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have access to so it was my college email, and I got locked out. So I don't have I only have what I saved years ago on my Dropbox, and those were some of the screenshots I sent you. I can definitely look back and see if I have anything else, but
Okay, yeah.
no, I know I promise you, you can ask me anything. I really don't want you to feel like you have to hold back. You can ask me anything you want,
Yeah.
and I'll be completely honest. So
Do you think he did what a shit ton of other people say he did with?
yeah, I do.
It makes the most sense. I mean, and I understand I can't even imagine how seeing those comments must have felt for you, but I know
Yeah.
for me, it just felt so frustrating because you understand that people have actors or celebrities or people that they look up to, that they admire, that they want
Yeah.
to see as good people. And when faced with information that contradicts that narrative, they don't always respond well.
Yeah. After what happened on set, I remember going home and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just kind of Google him, just kind of see what I can find.
Yeah.
I mean, from when I did start looking into it to now, they've completely scrubbed the internet clean of a lot of stories.
Wow.
There were so many stories. When I was just blown away. I was like, holy shit! This guy's it's not just one time thing. He's a repeat offender. There's stuff all over Reddit about it, and then it's all of a sudden years later I can't find any of those stories. I'm it's just kind of weird. A lot of, like I said, we don't see everything that's been going on. We don't see what's going on. That's why I said it's only the tip of the iceberg. And
Right.
I think he's been trying to get rid of the entire trace of his criminal history, pretty much, on the internet. And I want to say I've obviously taken a pretty decent risk, just coming out and saying this.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of for what? I mean, I've people have sent me things about Kevin's victims that have spoken forward, just mysteriously dying and stuff like that, or just disappearing. And I'm I wouldn't put myself at risk just because, or just to tell a lie, this happened, and I don't want to mysteriously vanish or die or something
Right.
because of his goons or whatever. But I just wish people would put themselves in my shoes. I'm just like anyone else listening or watching. I'm a regular person. I work. I'm trying to make it in this life. I wouldn't just sacrifice that all for no reason. I like to believe I have a pretty decent moral compass. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes, plenty of mistakes in life, but I have no regrets coming forward and saying what I did, and I hope people just take it seriously, So.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate this. This has been so helpful. Actually, this is your willingness to come out here and talk about it and share as much as you have has been huge. And I think it deserves to be talked about. I mean, for him to go on such a huge platform where so many people listen and take those words seriously and just lie is... it bothers something in me personally.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, if he wants to take a lie detector test, I'll take a lie detector test. We can
Right.
we can see who's
Sit
who's
across
lying.
the table.
Yeah, I'll sit right across him. We can take a lie detector test. And my thing is I mean, yeah, sure, he touched me, but it wasn't. We can argue it's not that bad. The only reason I came out is because I feel I know a little bit more than other people know that, like I said, I'm just not gonna talk about or say.
Right.
But it's just yeah.
But no matter how big or small of what you experienced, it was still wrong, and it
Yeah.
still contributes and speaks to a really predatory pattern of behavior in someone that took, 50-something years to face any consequences for it and has never
Yeah.
stopped bitching about those consequences from that
Yeah.
day. So.
And people are it's they canceled House of Cards. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like they were oh, we're gonna kind of look into it. It's you don't just cancel a show because of rumors. It's the people have known about his behavior for a minute.
Yeah, and I feel that's why he still had to pay that $31 million to the studio, because even though his trials and all that came up not guilty, yeah, you're still breached the sexual harassment clause, and everybody knew about it, obviously, considering how many people were talking about it on the set. So, They must have just been waiting for someone to say something about it.
Yeah, the Me Too movement happened, and we were all sitting at lunch, and I'm sitting at a table with other guys that have experiences as well.
Yeah.
You know, like I was saying, it's like we all already knew, and we were just like, is this going to take him down? And I remember that was the last day on set, and then they just shut everything down, and we were like, oh boy, like they're coming after him.
Nice. Well, again, thank you. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. Other than that, I think we're good.
Okay.
I think that's that's about it.
All right.
So to summarize the key parts of that interview, Kevin Spacey is the one who reached out first and unsolicited to Daniel over email. Daniel didn't offer his contact information to Kevin, and Kevin either had to do his own digging or ask someone else. Either way, it's not a very mutual situation from this framing. Kevin is also the one who went on to ask Daniel to send him pictures of himself. And then that question automatically becomes, why was Daniel sending him these photos when it really should have been, why was Kevin Spacey, this 50-something-year-old man, haranguing this far younger actor for pictures of himself outside of a work context? Why was this man emailing him out of the blue anyways? Those are the questions that need to be asked, and Kevin hasn't given any valid answer to them. And I myself have reached out to Kevin and his team on numerous occasions while doing research for this video, trying to get anything that they had that would be helpful to compare the story against. And since we don't have anything to compare against, we have to report on what we've been told. And what we've been told has not only been backed up by photo screenshots that can't be conveniently swept under the rug, and his have not. And that is kind of the point that we're trying to get at here. I completely agree with everything that Kevin has said regarding doing your own research and not blindly trusting whatever narrative is presented to you. And I think it's a little disingenuous that he then goes on to go on Piers Morgan and present a narrative that isn't entirely factual. We need to hold these celebrities as out of touch or as past their prime as they may be and irrelevant to the same standards that they demand of everybody else, even after situations like this have blown over for the most part. And that certainly doesn't mean we should stop talking about it. In fact, I think when it even past the prime of its relevancy, situations like this happen every single day, and men and women alike don't speak up because of tactics employed by people like Kevin. Regardless of what he has or hasn't done, the way that he's handled it and the way that he's presented his own side of the story and represented his own detractors hasn't been conducive to a factual or respectable presence. And there is certainly far more to this story than Scott or Daniel. We have a much longer video, hopefully coming out in the next few months, that's essentially going to be a deep dive into all of the allegations that have been brought against Kevin Spacey, how he's handled them, how he's conducted himself, both past and present, and why I don't think we should be so eager to welcome these types of people back into our good graces. My name is Shelley, you've been watching the Rose City Cardinals, and I will see you next time.